Hello and welcome to another update video about Bitcoin. Yeah, a little bit of a boring day. Price is moving into the direction here indicated in green into this wave 5 reversal area. We get to that in a minute. In this video we want to take a look at the most imminent wave count. Take a look at first the primary expectation and then also the bullish alternative scenario, which is a leading expanding diagonal. And overall, for the bullish scenarios, I have a 60% probability on the radar. Yeah, so I think at the moment, as long as, and really only as long as the $20,700 level is holding here, I will keep that probability up and I will keep the current wave count on the chart. If we go below that, it will become very difficult. Yeah, we have to be very honest about that. But it could then still be bullish, for example, in the leading expanding diagonal. As I said before, we have to be at the moment, especially with regards to Bitcoin, we have to be very flexible. Bitcoin is really difficult to analyze at the moment. It really is. Yeah, there are a few possibilities that can work out here. Other coins and, for example, the S&P 500, the Nasdaq, the gold price, the silver price are by far not that difficult to analyze. Bitcoin itself is a bit of a phenomenon here at the moment. It is making it really difficult. Yeah, I still am leaning towards the bullish scenario, and again, that remains in play as long as we stay above the $20,700 level. This wave 2 low. So in my primary scenario, from the low at 17,600. We came up in a wave 1, we came down in a 2, we're now in the wave 3 to the upside. In this wave 3, we have seen a wave 1 as well and a wave 2. So this is the second 1-2 setup. Yeah, can be very bullish. And also here we would say we are now in the wave 3. In that third wave then, we have done here in what I believe could be a leading diagonal, in which you have here the wave 1, and you come down in a 2. An absolutely valid count. Might look a bit strange, but it's absolutely valid, and it is really hard otherwise to find a way to properly count this bullish. The problem is, so basically this is another 1-2 setup. Yeah, so you've got your 3 1-2 setups here. The problem is counting this bearish is extremely difficult as well. It's even more difficult to find a proper bearish count where you adhere to the rules of the Elliott Wave method. And I'm probably gonna, as I said before, spend half an hour or so on the weekend to really discuss this in detail. I'm not able to do that in the week. It's a bit too time consuming and I need basically a free mind for that, because there are bearish counts that are possible, but all of them are extremely difficult. And yeah, I'm going to talk about that on the weekend. Especially the last moves here have made it extremely difficult to still focus here on an imminently bearish scenario. The bullish one is also a bit tricky, but it works out better in my opinion. So imminently, we are focusing here currently on that retracement to the downside. I said to you, if this is a leading diagonal where you can have overlapping waves, then this was a wave 1, this is a wave 2, a 3, a 4 and a 5. That's all fine. The wave 1, the longest one, the wave 2 also long. Yeah, and then the 3, 4 and 5, they get shorter because it's a leading diagonal. Yeah, it's a contracting wave pattern. We're now in this wave 2 to the downside, I believe, and we should get into the region between 22,440 and 23,470. So 22,440 and 23,460. So this is the case because when we calculate the Fibonacci retracement levels of this wave 1, this leading diagonal, and we start down here at 20,700, we go all the way up to the top to 25,200 pretty much. And from here you can see the Fibonacci retracement levels that are relevant, like here 38.2% level at 23,490. And also at the lower end, the 61.8% Fib level, which is at 22,420. They are highly relevant. We've got the 50% Fib level in the middle of 22,950. Now, I told you in the previous video that I believe what we could have seen here is in this scenario, we could already have seen here the 5 waves down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. For me, a crystal clear 5-wave move in a wave A to the downside. I think we could now be in the wave B, which is then the corrective wave. But of course, a wave B also has 3 waves. So what we can count here, and it's a bit tricky at the moment, as I said, we need to be a bit flexible. But also here, you can count this as the wave A to the upside, a wave B, and now we would enter the wave C in a wave B. Okay, it's a 3-wave move. And from here, we could then come down in a wave C and finish this thing off. Okay, so for me, that is what makes sense at the moment. So a little bit of a move up expected, hopefully, into this region between 24,340 all the way up to 24,700. Now, this is my primary expectation, okay? So basically moving up in a wave B and then coming down in the C. Bear in mind, this is all micro counting. Honestly, it's extremely challenging. They get invalidated often. It's simply due to the volatility, but I still want to give you some orientation where we are. The higher level waves, they are much more stable and they have remained in place here now for weeks. So it's just here the unfolding stuff, which is at the moment, especially at Bitcoin, on the Bitcoin chart, a bit unclear. Now, the alternative scenario is the leading diagonal, where we look at the whole thing as a leading expanding diagonal, where we could have seen here a wave 1 to the upside. We came down in a 2, we moved up in a 3, we came down in a 4, and then we look at this as a wave A to the upside. We could say maybe we have already seen the wave B down here, and we're now moving up in a wave C. That's absolutely possible. What is also possible, and that is simply what we don't know, that the wave B will only end down here. We don't know at the moment. I would rather say wave B was this, if this is the scenario, because what you can see here then in this 5th wave, which to be honest should be the longest wave, so it should reach at least 26,050, because it needs to be longer than the wave 3, and the 1-to-1 ratio is 26,050 between wave 3 and wave 5, so it needs to go higher. So from here then we had that wave A, we can count in a wave B a nice 3-wave move, and in the wave C we would be counting 5 waves, or try to count 5 waves, and we could count here at the moment a wave a wave 1 to the upside like this, yeah, and then we would be currently in the wave 2. So you can see basically both scenarios point to a very similar outcome here, and also here we would expect next then a wave 3 to the upside. That is the leading expanding diagonal. Here you need to know that if as soon as we get to 26,050, we have to be on the high, it needs to be on high alert. We need to be on high alert that at any point in time a larger correction could be unfolding, which means this was then a wave 1, the leading diagonal, that would peak at somewhere around 26,050, possibly higher. But as soon as we cross that level, we need to be on high alert, and then we could come down in a wave 2 correction. And again, that will, as soon as we have those 5 waves complete, that could take us down quite a bit. So again, just shows what's possible, and we need to be here on high alert for this stuff, and we need to be a bit flexible. So that could take us without a problem down to 22,800, all the way down to maybe 20,800, the 61.8% FIB level, measured from the low here at 17,600, all the way up to the top of possibly 26,050. And again, the bearish scenarios, I've got massive problems with counting it. I know a lot of other people count it as an ABC. It's not possible. You can't just count this as an ABC pattern. You even get in trouble with counting that as a WXY, but I will talk about that more on the weekend. But even in a bearish pattern, you could even rise higher. But it's seriously, it's difficult to make it work. It is, yeah. But it's possible, but I'll talk about that more on the weekend, yeah, when I have really time, and I will go through the bearish patterns in more detail. Yeah, and these are sort of the imminent moves that we expect so far, working out here as expected. It's a bit tricky to analyze Bitcoin at the moment. Key level here, absolute key level for me is the 20,700. Yeah, I would like to stay above that in any bullish scenario. So let's see if we get that done. That is the key level here really on the chart. And As soon as we have this white wave 2 complete in the primary scenario, we would expect a wave 3 to the upside that could take us in an extreme case even to 30k. Okay, and that's currently my update about Bitcoin. Hopefully you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then check out the channel membership. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye bye.